Hey guys, welcome back. Some of you have told me in the comments that you'd like me to do updates on the SPACs, especially as far as the prices and if there are any news that are significant. So I figured I'd look at the charts and tell you where they are in the cycle and if they're a good buy right now. Please do me a favor. Tell me in the comments if you actually like this type of content and if it helps you, and also if there are other stocks or SPACs that you'd like me to cover. But for today, we're going to look at Hyliion, we're going to look at SPAQ slash Fisker, we're going to look at LCA slash Golden Nugget, NFIN slash Triterras, and then OPES slash BurgerFi. But get ready to open your wallet because a lot of them are actually in a pretty good range right now to open your position or add shares. So let's get started right now. All right, guys, first up we have SHLL, Hyliion, which a lot of us are involved in. So we had a pretty rough ride, as you guys know. We went from about 32, 33, all the way down to 18 bucks. But thankfully, finally, it seems like we hit a support that's been holding, and now it's been in the 18 to $19 range, plus or minus like a dollar. And is it a coincidence that it matches about the same range of the first wave of people that got into the stock? That's good to know. Now, if you notice, we kept making lower highs and lower lows for a long time, right? So that's very bearish. But finally, it seems like we're stabilizing. So that's very good. Now we're trading more sideways. There was this little period here that was oversold, right? But again, now we're stabilizing. So it seems like now we're starting to break that downward trend. Now, is it primed to actually go onto an uptrend? Well, I'm going to be waiting a little while. I want to see MACD going up, and I want to see the stock going up like 2 or 3 days in a row, like in the low 20s range. If we can go past this little resistance here, to me, that's going to be pretty bullish. But we're not there yet because every time, right now, still, even though some of the days it's gone up a little bit, it gets pushed back down. So it's not showing either a lot of strength or a lot of weakness. So is it a good time to buy? So it's not a bad time to add shares to your position. Personally, I'm going to be waiting a couple more days to make my last purchase, right? I just want to round up to 500 shares. And I'm going to wait until we're going back towards that $21 range to do that final purchase. Now, is there any news? Not a lot, really. They did this filing with the SEC, which is just basically reiterating that they filed the preliminary proxy statement, basically the document for the shareholder meeting, and that they plan on merging before the end of Q3. So not a lot of big news. What's interesting about the stock is that finally we stabilized, and now let's buy some more shares on the uptrend when it comes. Next up, we have SPAQ Fisker. I don't personally have a stake in this company. That's not my thing, but a lot of you guys like it, so I figured I'd take a look at it and tell you what I think about the chart. So it was in the same type of boat as SHLL. I mean, we can see the downtrend, but it pretty much stabilized in this area over here, which seems to be between like 1275 and 1325. So there's been a recent little uptick over here, but to me it's a trap. It's not going to hold, right? Again, same thing as we've talked about many times. There's a lot of downward pressure with the SPACs, right? So this to me isn't very significant. I strongly believe it's going to go back down. So if you guys want to actually buy shares or add shares, like, don't get fooled by this little uptick. It's probably not going to hold. So, right now, RSI says it's overbought, which I believe it is. So if you guys actually want to stay in this stock, I'd look to buy it when it's below 13. Above 13, I wouldn't touch it right now. You want it when it's basically at its support level. You don't want it when it's on an uptick like this. So I don't have a lot to say about this company. Right now, it seems to be a little overbought. If I were you, I mean, I'd be very careful with this one. Like when you see little upticks, like you see one here, but look, you had the same thing here. Depending on what news come up or some article that comes out, some people are going to buy it, or if the market's doing well, like it has been this week. But don't get fooled by that. It's probably going to go back down. So wait until it hits support in the 1275 to 13 range. And now we have LCA, the golden nugget, one of my stocks and one that I like. Hey, I have to take a little bit of credit for this one because if you remember in one of my previous videos, the one where I talked about why SPACs fall in price, I showed this chart when the stock was at 13.75, and I told you guys should probably not be buying the stock while it's in a downward trend. And lo and behold, what happened? Well, exactly what I predicted. It went back to its support level, which is around 12.30. I mean, we can see right here on the chart, it hit it twice already, bounced back up, and now it's back at its support. So I actually like this one at this price. This is where I'm going to be buying more shares probably tomorrow because we've seen twice that it can support this price, and it's probably not going to go much lower than that. Of course, same as SHLL, ideally you would want to see like more of an uptrend, right? But we know that before the merger, it's probably going to be in that range the entire time. So for me personally, I can't tell you to buy, right? I'm not allowed to. But for me personally, this is a good time to buy. So I'm going to add more to my position. And if you're looking to add to your position or open it, well, this might not be a terrible time. But again, don't sue me. That's just my opinion. I'm telling you guys what I see. You have to consult your professional if you need professional advice, right? This is just a guy on the internet, so don't quote me on that. But for me, at 12.30-ish, it's a pretty good price for this stock. As for NFIN, well, what can we say about NFIN? If you guys don't know about it, because I haven't talked about it on the channel before, NFIN had a letter of intent with a company called Triterras, which does a commodity exchange. It's like a platform for commodity traders. And they now today announced that they had the definitive agreement to basically merge with that company. So how did the market take it? Well, not very well at all, honestly. As you can see, it dropped 33 cents and down 3.10%. But it's so low right now. If you look 1031, that's almost at the really strong support of $10, which is the money that the SPAC has in trust. So the market's not accepting the stock very well. They're not excited about the agreement, and there's no buzz around it. So all of the people that usually buy warrants and they buy shares expecting to dump it at a profit when the news are announced of a merger, they're kind of stuck with it right now. So if you look at MACD, the sellers are in control right now. So I would not touch the stock. If you like it, because I personally actually like that business model a lot. It's a type of low key company that you don't really hear about. It's not sexy like an electric vehicle company, right? But it's usually the type of company that's very profitable. So if you look here in 2020, they project 32.9 million in income and a very good actual profit. But what I don't like about this company, the reason why I'm not going to touch it for now, is I don't like the valuation. They put their valuation based on not the 2020 revenues and profit. They're basing it on very, very high expected projected revenues and profits in 2021, right? So next year, in which they project more than 100% growth. So are they going to get that 100% growth? Maybe, possibly. But the fact that they're basing the current valuation on that price, it's too expensive for me. I don't like it at that price personally. So I feel like this stock, because there's no buzz around it, I feel like it has potential to go under $10 after the merger. So if you're like me and you actually like this business model, right, I would potentially wait until after the merger, see what the price drops, because I don't anticipate that it's going to really spike before that. And then after that, I'd look into what price point I can get it at. So that's my opinion for NFIN. I mean, I haven't delved into the company that much, to be honest, but that's what I'm seeing from the chart, from the investor presentation. If you guys want to look at it, and for me, it's a pass for now. I'd wait and see until after the merger to see what the price does. And last but not least, we have BurgerFi, everyone's favorite burger chain, ticker symbol OPES. Now, guys, I don't like this stock very much, so please don't kill me in the comments. First, we'll look at the chart, and then I'll tell you why and what I think about it. But if we look at the chart, this is one of the companies that's been battered severely because they had a lot of bad PR for a while, and people just the vast majority of people don't believe in this stock. Let's be totally honest. So, but right now we can see that it found its support in the low 11s. So if you guys are still passionate about it, if you think they're going to execute on their plan of opening 100 stores, if you're buying it here, it's not going to probably go down much more than that. And then it's probably going to get a little pop during the merger because there are some fans of the company. Now, why do I not like this company? Why do I think it has bad risk versus reward? I've mentioned this answering people's comments, but there's a couple reasons. It's a very competitive theme, better burger, in a very competitive industry, restaurants. So just in my area of Charlottesville, there are 4 burger restaurants that are considered like better burger type restaurants. BurgerFi is actually closed. So if it was me, right, I would actually wait until next year when the pandemic's dying down, when they're executing their plan of opening 100 stores, when their revenues are going up. Like, you're not going to be missing your golden opportunity if you don't buy the stock at 11 bucks, right? It's just not going to happen. Risk versus reward wise, this is just my opinion. Again, like, I'm not your financial advisor, but I believe that it's going to be much better in a risk versus reward type scenario next year if you can buy the stock at $16 or $18 when it's trending up than right now in the middle of a pandemic. Yes, supposedly their deliveries are getting better, but this isn't a drive-through type experience. Like, this is a sit-down restaurant where you order burgers where the average check is $13. So for me, it's just not the right time for it. Just get it next year at $18. Actually, what I think is going to happen is this stock is probably going to pop during the merger, and it's going to be a good time to actually short it. I believe it's going to go back up probably like in the $17, $18 range, and then it's going to go back down probably, I don't know, I don't want to speculate, but probably 14 or 12. Like, there's just not going to be a lot of momentum for this stock until the pandemic's over. That's just my opinion. Like, next year you can make fun of me if that doesn't happen, but that's what I think about this stock. Be very cautious about it, but at 11 bucks, you're probably not risking too much. All right, well, that's it for today. I hope this helped you. Let me know in the comments if you like this format and if you got good information out of it. Are there any other stocks that you like? Do you think that this was useful? Am I totally wrong on one of these stocks? I know that some of you are going to like kill me on the OPES comments, but it is what it is. You can't like all of them. So like, tell me in the comments why I'm wrong, and I'll answer my best. So see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great day.